Hello, everyone. My name is Rachel, and I am your host for the Wellness Journey podcast. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Wellness Journey podcast. Last week, I talked about the difference between a fixed and growth mindset. How we perceive a situation or mistake says a lot about whether we can learn from it or not. This week, I will dive into how to develop a growth mindset, starting by the word yet. When was the last time you felt that you have underperformed, or felt that you could have done better? For me, it was a weekly quiz that I felt like I should have got higher marks if I hadn't made so many careless mistakes. I could think that I am not competent as reflected by my results. Or I could think that I am not competent yet. By adding the word yet, I am recognizing that there is a second chance and that I can do better next time. So yet is a very powerful word because it transforms a sentence from saying that we are incompetent to saying that we can be better, which gives us an opportunity to learn from our mistakes and get back up from our failures. So when you face a challenging situation or made a mistake, always think that we are just not there yet. The next thing we need to do is to reflect on our mistakes. This could be difficult to do because who likes to look back on bad things that happened to them? By reflecting on our past, we can understand what went wrong, and you might be surprised that not everything is our fault. For example, most of the weekly quizzes that I did were due on Sundays, but this one was due on Saturday. This means that I had less time to study for it. So by reflecting on why I did poorly on the quiz, I realized that there were changes in the environment I was not familiar with, and thus I did not perform as well as I wanted. Before we do our reflection, it is okay to regulate our emotions first. When we feel better, we can start thinking back about what can be improved. What I'm trying to say here is that we shouldn't be afraid of looking back, because not only can we be learning from the past, we can also recognize things that are outside of our control. Why is it important to know what we can or cannot control? Because even though having a growth mindset is beneficial for our learning, there is a catch. Focusing too much on changing our mindset or attitude can individualize our failures. For example, if someone fails a test, we may think that they just don't want to get better. But we may be neglecting other factors that come into play. For instance, it might be the teacher who is not teaching students effectively, or the student did not have time to study because they had a shift the night before. So when we reflect on our mistakes, it's important to know what we can control and focus on those factors to help us grow. So after that, what there's left to do is to focus on the things we can control and put an effort to make things better. As the saying goes, a genius is 99% hard work and 1% talent. So for me, I have to look back at the questions I got wrong on the quiz and put more emphasis on the concepts that I am most unfamiliar with. All in all, having a growth mindset is about acknowledging that every failure is an opportunity to learn. So we have to reflect on our experience and put an effort to try to change the situation. If you would like to know more about fixed versus growth mindset, I recommend searching for public talks by Dr. Carol Dweck, an American psychologist who has dedicated her research on growth mindset. Upon reflection on the past 2 months, it has been such a pleasure to make the second season of the Wellness Journey podcast series with the Fit After 50 team. Next week will be our final episode, and I would like to talk more about gratitude. That's all for today. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the last episode of Season 2. Bye! Hello again. Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you like it, don't forget to hit that like button and share with your friends and family. All our previous episodes are on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, so that you can always go back and check them out. Once again, thank you for being here with me today, and I'll see you next week. Bye!